Alright guys, and welcome back once again to another Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is D-Free, and for today's video I want to start off by asking you guys what you think about what is happening. So if you don't know, we'll go over it, so be sure to listen through. Hope you guys enjoy. As usual, the like goal is going to be 800, so hopefully we can hit that for today's video. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more content. The anniversary is rapidly approaching, so I'm going to be having a lot of different guides and videos and tier lists and just a lot of discussions popping up soon. So if there's anything in particular, now is the time. Let me know what you guys want to see coming up soon leading into the anniversary, and also some showcases. Let me know what you guys want to see. All right, so to start things off, I have talked about, I'm sure a lot of my friends on YouTube here like Goresh and Rai have probably talked about in their videos, whether they're discussions or just in passing in a showcase, whatever. I'm sure you guys have heard that power creep is pretty crazy, right? And you know, it really gets relevant, and it's really noticeable with the spike in power that we've seen since we've gotten the new rarity, particularly since these characters have become summonable, and then also from there most recently since the release of LF Beast Gohan, who is not part of the new rarity, he's just a sparking, but since him the ultras have been insane. We've had 4 ultras in Gogeta, Rose, Boo, and Hit, and honestly each of them is interchangeable. You can put each one as the best character in the game, each of them has a discussion, you know, and it's kind of just crazy what we kind of are looking at here. If you want to see my opinions on the ultras, be sure to check out my discussion video that I did where we did a tier list ranking for ultras specifically, and I basically say the same thing. All those characters are insane, they all could be ranked equally wherever, it doesn't really matter, but the point is power creep is crazy. Now let's take a look at this, right? So this is also, there are caveats to this, okay? Understand there are caveats to this that we'll talk about in a moment. The all-new upgrade system, Arts Boosts, is here. Utilize Arts Boosts to add bonuses to your stats and deal more damage than ever thanks to the new heavy attacks that will occur in certain modes. That is the most important thing. For the record, I hope this never, ever, and I mean never, ever, makes its way into PvP, because right now it says that this is only going to be for PvE content, which is non-PvP based content. Please, I beg you, never, not even like a watered down version of this, just keep this out of PvP in its entirety. I don't care if the level limit is way lower and it's just a watered down version, just keep it out. We have enough crazy damage mechanics in PvP to where we don't need it. You probably saw the thumbnail. I don't know if the title will be the same, but a large talking point with power creep is the fact that power creep has heavily spiked on offense, and it's been spiking a little bit on defense because the numbers are getting higher on defense too, just way 10 times slower, right? But the point is, characters cannot defend anymore because power creep is so insane offensively. Characters nowadays draw 1 billion cards, combo endlessly, use powerful cards repeatedly, like Rose. I'm looking at you, bruh. Looking at you with all the damn ultimates you're gonna throw at me. Good lord. So yeah, defense is done. It is what it is. The game is like 90% offense, and that's not a joke, and that's not hyperbole. What is this Arts Boost? A new upgrade system for characters. There are 3 different types of Arts Boosts: Strike, Blast, and Special. Use items to increase each of them up to grade 99. 99! Wow. Higher grades have higher bonuses. Also, higher grades also come with higher heavy attack capabilities. When a heavy attack occurs, you'll deal even more damage than normal. Heavy attacks will not occur in rating matches and other PvP content. Arts Boost is a long-term upgrade system for characters. Steadily work your way to the max grade of 99. Arts Boost is intended to be a long-term upgrade for your characters. Take your time to steadily make them stronger. So to reiterate, there are 3 types: Strike, Blast, and Special Arts. The level goes all the way up to 99. Higher grades have higher bonuses, okay? So you are going to be getting, I don't know what the bonuses are, like maybe it's a percentage increase, whatever, but basically the higher you get, obviously, the stronger things will become. Higher grades also come with higher heavy attack capabilities, and when a heavy attack occurs, you deal even more damage than normal. Heavy attacks will not occur in rating matches and other PvP content. So, wait a minute. See in-game nooms after the update. So I'm assuming that this is all not relevant in PvP, because that's the way I would like this to be. But to reiterate here, it doesn't say that you can't do these bonuses up to grade 99. Like, they're not relevant. It doesn't say that they don't activate unless you do a heavy attack. It says they increase your chance of landing a heavy attack, which I'm guessing maybe they're tied together. I don't know if they're the same thing. It doesn't specifically say that. But it does say heavy attacks will not occur in PvP. But that doesn't mean that if they're not the same thing, these bonuses aren't applied. I'm looking at this like a pessimist. I'd imagine that they are tied together, and I'm going to operate like they're not. Like, maybe it's something I'm missing, maybe I'm misunderstanding. I'm going to operate like they're not applied to PvP because, good lord, that would be terrible. Okay. So this is almost like they kind of already have this in the game with soul boosting itself, but this is almost like if you were to look at Dokkan's version of soul boosting. Basically, it's kind of the same thing, right, with the potential system over there. It's kind of similar, but again, this game does have its own soul boost, so it's not really, but it's kind of just more progression means and adding stats. So there's nothing wrong with this conceptually if this stays to PvE content, but there are two things that I have in mind when it comes to this that I really don't want to see. First and foremost, I do not want to see characters designed with this in mind. I don't want to see them purposely neuter characters or not give characters certain things because they're building them in a manner to where they're expecting you to get them to grade 99. Does that make sense? Because that is easily possible. And the characters I'm really looking at that for is free characters. Because there's a possibility, there's a realm, there's a world out there where they decide to build those characters going forward where they lock certain things behind getting certain grade levels. Yeah, scary hours, right? That's very different than what we're accustomed to, and I do not want to see that. I also don't want to see them have, again, weaker stats or whatever to make up for the difference here so they're not overbearing and overpowerful for the content that we have. Next thing that we need to understand is that PvE content is going to change forever from here. This is a very big deal. I don't want to see this, but this is going to happen. It's going to happen. Where PvE content, however, will be built with these grades in mind. I'm not saying they'll lock it behind stages and say, oh, you can't attempt this stage unless your characters have all their arts at grade 50, right? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is the bosses will probably have more health. They'll have arts power reductions, things like that. Whatever the case is, whatever they're going to apply to the stages or the characters themselves, whatever, they're going to build PvE content with these in mind because this is going to change the power dynamic of the game. Right? In terms of PvE content, again, exclusively, we hope it never comes to PvP because that's an entirely different field. If this comes to PvP, the game is going to change again. I'm not going to say it's going to kill the game. I'm not going to say it's going to be cataclysmic for PvP, but the characters that existed prior versus after this mechanic are going to be hugely different, and I just don't want to see that happen. Anyway, moving on. For the content that we see in the game, this will make it to where older content, when that gets reran or whatever the case is, will be a lot easier. Like, for example, assuming there's no tweaks or changes to existing content like Ultra Space Time Rush, right? Also, does this stuff apply to Tournament of Power? Those are two modes nobody really cares all that much about aside from just getting the flat resources, right? but those modes may not change, and these just allow you to steamroll that type of content, which would be a good change, by the way, just to allow us to have easier, well, we care, I guess, a little bit more with Tournament of Power because there's a ranking to that. I assume this won't apply to that. Maybe it will. They say certain modes, we'll have to see. But the actual literal PvE content like Ultra Space Time Rush, stuff like that, maybe there's another version that comes out that takes this into consideration. I hope that doesn't happen so people have an easier time blitzing through that because that's all that really is. You spend a freaking hour and just get it all done, right? Anyway, moving on. The pre-existing older content, though, like that, will be in a position where, like, you know, if you haven't cleared some of the story stages or whatever, that stuff, right? It's going to be super easy to get through it. They don't really run a lot of high difficulty events anymore. They used to run all the time. Now they're very, very sporadic. They'll pop up once every couple of weeks, maybe even longer than that nowadays. But those older ones, stuff like that, would have been really easy with this. But I'm worried about upcoming ones, right? I'm worried about upcoming events of high difficulty. Also, I'm worried about how this will impact. I haven't played in a while, dude. What's that new mode that they put out? It's up right now, dude. The newest mode for PvE, where you do the PvE only co-op. God damn it, I can't think of the name right now. God damn it. I can't think of it. Dude, I haven't played it in like 2 months, probably longer. it was fun conceptually, but it's whatever, right? Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I'm worried about that mode too. Like, will this impact there? By the way, like, I assume this won't apply to not PvP or E, but co-op, I assume it won't apply there. But if it does, again, another power dynamic is shifting there. Like, there's so many questions with this overall. Also, last thing I'll say about this on the topic is heavy attacks. I am really, really concerned about this being different, right? I'm really, really concerned about this being separate stuff. I am really, really concerned about that. If this is all one umbrella, then I'm cool with that. But there is a separate tag here and then a separate asterisk for heavy attacks. I'm concerned about that. And last thing I'll say is that means that, by the way, if content does get a lot harder going forward, you're going to have to make sure you just don't get hit. Because if you get hit, man, you are going to get shredded because defense is dead in this game. It is what it is. This guy's not a defense type, but whenever I think of defense, Broly characters come to mind because they've always been designed to be something like that. Whenever I think of defense, other characters that are literally defense types, our most recent character, Ultra character, is a defense character. He is going to be okay. I think that what it is this is a part of a larger discussion, right? This is separate than the first part of this video, but the defense talk on power creep is separate, right? Because this guy is fine for well, he's in the boost still. We need to see him without the boost before we really make some real judgment. But he's fine defensively currently because what they've done is they've made it to where characters just heal a lot. They'll have solid deep damage cut, right? Let's see what he does have. Reduce. Let's go ahead and just search for the word reduce. See what he does. Reduces damage by 60. There's another 10. Like, he has solid amounts. But I mean, characters now are starting with flat 110, right? Not considering all the other buffs they're going to get throughout their kits, right? 110 is an insane number with the stats that we have, etc. So it's already like crazy, right? But anyway, they give them flat boosts that are good, 60%, another 10 down there. Then they'll allow the characters to heal a lot. They'll give them endurance. And also what they've done, which we don't see very much of, is the arts power reduction effect. That is new, which is hilarious that they gave us that. Now they're just allowing arts power bonuses. Kind of weird. Anyway, moving on. So defense isn't totally dead, but it does need a revamp. They need to give higher numbers on the damage cut because characters currently just get shredded. It doesn't matter who they are, they just get shredded, especially if they have a type disadvantage versus an equivalently powerful character. They're getting shredded. Doesn't matter who they are. Also, they need to add more of those arts power debuffs because that will really help normalize the offensive power creep. Because the thing is, this is why it's got this way, is because nobody gives a damn about defense when it comes to selling characters, right? People want to see these characters pop in, do crazy damage. It's the same exact thing. We talked about Dokkan earlier. It's the same exact thing. I played that game for so many years, and I could tell you characters, it was impressive when they barely started to do 1 million damage. It became whatever when they were doing 1 million damage. It was what it was. They gave characters bosses more HP, things like that, more damage cut. Characters started doing millions and millions and millions. It is what it is because people want to see the big number. They want to see things go boom, right? Same deal in Legends. These characters popping in, two-shotting characters. Think about it. You go up against Rose in PvP, his banner's live, he freaking two-shots your characters. This is why also the boost system is a scam. It's a huge scam. Anyway, he shreds your characters. He just came out. You're like, oh, hell no. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go summon for this guy. Because if he has that in his bag where he just going to pop in and two-shot you, okay, man. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, we're going to go ahead and conclude. Let me know what you guys think about some of that stuff we talked about here. Also, stay tuned because I will be doing a stream for the Anime Gurren Lagann. We are going to be playing the upcoming mobile game on the 18th. That should be in your sub boxes soon at noon. Again, the 18th, so in a few days. So you're going to want to be tuning in for that. Anyways, like I said in the beginning of the video, if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.